Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to another video. Today we are back with the FA Cup predictions and I'm joined by Leon. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. There's only 4 games to go through because it is the quarter-final, so let's get into this. We'll start with Saturday's lunchtime game, which sees Bournemouth play Southampton, a South Coast derby. It could be interesting. Both teams might fancy their chances of getting to the semi-finals. And Southampton's form's not the best lately, and I feel like Bournemouth could cause an upset here. I'm just not sure, you know. I'm gonna... this is really tricky. I still think I'm just going to back the Premier League team. I'm going to go for Bournemouth 1, Southampton 2. I think this would be a really good game, though.
I think this game is an excuse for both teams just to go all out before the international break. So I think it could be a really interesting affair. Obviously, Southampton do have their injuries still. You know, Bournemouth had a really good win yesterday in the Championship against Swansea. You know what? I think this game could possibly go to extra time. And I'm going to have Southampton just to nick it in extra time, 2-1.
2-1, and then the next game is Everton playing Manchester City. This one you'd surely expect Man City to win because they just do really well in these kind of competitions. They rack up most of the cups, don't they, trying to fill their trophy cabinet. And yeah, I do fancy Man City to win this. I feel like Everton might give them a good game. They've been okay this season, but they're not good enough to challenge this City team. Everton 1, Man City 2.
I think I'm going to have to back a City win as well. I think the City train just goes chugging on, really. Doesn't seem to stop. Obviously, they had that blip against Man United, but I can't see that happening against Everton, who've been really inconsistent at times in some of the bigger games. Yeah, no, and I think the fact that City can, you know, in the Champions League in midweek against Gladbach, they rotated 7 changes, and you look at the team like they still had, and then the team they had in the previous Premier League game. And so it's ridiculous the amount of squad depth they've got. So I think you're foolish not to back a City win. So I'm going to go City 3, Everton 0.
Wow, mad. Next up we've got Chelsea versus Sheffield United. Now surely this is the end of Sheffield United's little FA Cup run. They have had a few easy draws, to be fair, League One and Championship teams, and now this is the real test away at Stamford Bridge, where Chelsea are just flying at the moment, especially after that win in midweek against Atletico Madrid. Sheffield United obviously have just sacked Wilder, and since then they've lost 5-0 away at Leicester. You'd be a fool not to go for Chelsea, so Chelsea 3-0.
I'm probably not going to go 3-0. I'm going to go 2-0 to Chelsea, just because I think Chelsea is still struggling to score goals against teams, and I think possibly kind of, I think most kind of neutrals and all fans know how the game's going to pan out. Chelsea are going to keep possession, look to break down Sheffield United. So yeah, I think 2-0 in the end, possibly. If Olivier Giroud starts, I can see him maybe grabbing 1 or 2 goals. 2-0 for me.
Yeah, the final game is at the King Power, where Leicester City take on Manchester United. 2 teams that aren't going to win the Premier League this year, but probably going to make the top 4. And this is a really good way of winning a trophy this season for both teams. I think United might still fancy their chances in the Europa League, but I think they've got to go for the FA Cup if they want to win a trophy for the first time under Solskjaer. And I'm just about going to back them against this Leicester team, which is a bit inconsistent at the moment, riddled with a few injuries. I'm going to go for 1-0 Man United.
Yeah, I'm going to have to back United win. I think Leicester haven't really been the same. Vardy's not been the same since his hip operation. He hasn't really been scoring. Obviously, Iheanacho did well to score a hat-trick against Sheffield United, but a poor Sheffield United at that. I think United, possibly they'll be too strong. I think it could depend on what happens in the Europa League tie, which will be going out tomorrow from when we record this video. So yeah, I think it does depend on that if United do go through from that. But I think when the game comes, as I said, international break, nothing to lose. I think they win the game, and I think they win it. I think they win the game. I'll go 3-2, make it interesting.
3-2, wow, that would be interesting. That wraps up the video, guys. That is it. Only 4 games to go over, but interesting games nonetheless. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, get your predictions down below, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
See you soon.